I hit this, I spaced, and I OJ'd this thing like body folded. Not recommended. Today we're going to be taking a look at the NJPC dirt bike track that we raced a couple weeks ago in preparation for this upcoming works race. We're going to look at some of the different things that I could have done better. We're going to look at some of the different things that we can look at and like improve on, and I'm going to help you guys. If you guys are watching this, want to go on to race it too, we'll discuss it together. My name is Eric Donoski. I race on the Gainslinger Factory Racing team. We're going out there, I believe it's the 18th is the race, so we are way early on this. But the earlier the better, the more people that can come get to watch it. So we're going to be taking a look at the video I took for my GoPro. Shush. I don't want to hear about AMA rules. I don't. We're just going to go over to the video. Let's go watch the video. Cool little outline around my... So the start was a long start straight into a tight right-hander, then another right-hander was like a long right-hander. The best line was inside because it set you up for this next inside. So you came in like an apex instead of, let me break out. We're breaking out MS Paint. Come here, apex tight here, and then like that, and then like that. Because it's a cornfield. We're going to be looking at the same kind of stuff as Works, or as NGPC. At Works, we'll see the same thing, because the cornfield will be like, got some weird loop-de-loop S-curves in it. Look at this. We're so scientific at making this. It'll have some weird crap like this, and we're going to always want to be like apexing, minimizing the amount of turning we're doing, and like, if we minimize the amount of turn we're doing, we're going to be able to keep more speed. Like, the less turning, the faster you can be on the throttle, the more you can be on the throttle. Just square off corners, like, no. We want to come wide, apex, and go wide. Wrong color, guys. We're going to want to wide, apex, wide, or tight, out, tight. It's going to depend on the corner which one's faster, but usually wide, apex, wide is fastest. Same thing with like go-karting, street bike racing, all of that. It's going to be really, really soft and slippery, so we're going to want that wide, apex, wide more often than not. All right, moving on. Long tangent of random crap. My bad. You see here, I actually got a decent start. I learned throughout this race, and then I went and raced Sandy Valley. I wanted to try the wide open because, you know, being wide open seems like oh, you should just be doing that. But in my head, it's not actually what I'm doing, because I've accidentally practiced riding 3/4 of the throttle because I don't like going wide open, because I hate the way it sounds on the bike, because it's just and I don't like that. But that's the way this bike has to be rode. That's how I have to ride to keep up with these guys. So at Sandy Valley and halfway through this race, I got it through my head to keep it wide open, and oh my gosh, it made a difference. When I went and followed Cole around the outside of this track, oh wait, here, watch this. I hit this, I spaced, and I OJ'd this thing like body folded. Not recommended. OJ a jump like that, but I just had it slip in my head. I was like, we're going! And like, not recommended. These ruts got pretty good, but I felt like I got through them better. I think I could have done better had I had a clutch feed better through the corners. I just said better like 20 times. It's fine. And there were some runs that I didn't hit, which I could hit this next race out there. I didn't hit them because I wasn't comfortable hitting them. Yeah, I got to get more comfortable hitting these ruts. Yeah, like I was saying, when Cole was in front of me and I was chasing down Cole, I was keeping up with him. When I was like, oh, you can use the throttle, I was keeping up with him. And these little rollers, I was going single, facing it, wide open off, and then wide open off the second one, the single, double. I really wanted to double in and like send it like that, but I just wasn't able to, unfortunately. But that would have been a cool line. Inside is also quick, but it got so deep for here. So I just kept going outside, and it was actually pretty quick. And in the pro race on Sunday, it was looking back on what I did. I'm like, I did that wrong. Like this one right here, perfect example. Perfect example. Coming into this one, I wanted to be out here, like all the way out here. But I didn't. I was all the way inside, and you can see how slow it made me. There was a little rut because I wanted to hit it, but I didn't hit that rut, and I didn't hit it fast enough, and I could have gone so much faster. Had I been all the way out here where my cursor is, in the end of the pro race, there was a giant line that developed all the way around because it was the fast line and everyone was hitting it. So if I just went wide out here and then just carried that, it would set me up for this next corner, and like I would have had so much more speed. I would have been better through that corner, just like this next one. All three of these corners had the exact same thing, where it was outside all the way around and then inside in the next corner. And this one was weird. I just voila. There's a weird little wall that was in there. We were worried about it, but it wasn't too bad. All the corn looks the same, so memorizing the track, you're not going to memorize the track. The entire track looks the same. And for the Works Racing, the Instagram, I had the Instagram pulled up. The corn is still up on the Instagram, so I'm not expecting to have a really different track. As well as we look like right here, if we look at this, there's no like laying flat corn, so it's all already been like moved away. That happens with riding. That also happens with riding things over it. So I believe, and I would imagine that that's about the same track as we did in NGPC. They just like flattened it from the NGPC race. So I'm kind of thinking it's going to be similar to the track. I don't think there's going to be a big difference. But these flat grassy corners suck. I hate them, but we got to live with them. Best way to hit them is, again, outside apex, inside. These ruts got gnarly. You got to pick your wheel up and go through it. You can't waver in commitment. You can't go slow. If you go slow, you're going to get stuck in them. So you just got to basically look where you want to go, look past the ruts, and just go for it. You fall over, you fall over. You're going to end up over-convincing yourself how difficult it is. And if you over-convince yourself how difficult that rut is or that corner is, you're going to not hit it as fast as you can or as good as you can. If you just look at it and be like, oh, I can go through that, you're going to go through it and you're going to do okay through it, as long as you have the skill to back that up. If you don't have the skill to back that up, learn the skill to back that up, because you're going to need them if you're racing these races and you want to do well in your class. I'm still improving on all my skills. I can see how I can do better. I can apex it. I can do everything better. We're learning. The outside, I did run into corn right there. And you can see there's no one in front of me because I'm just a dum-dum. And I got corn. Watch out. If you hit the corn, make sure the corn doesn't get stuck in your brake or your shifter or anything. I had the corn get stuck in my brake and shifter a bunch. So be careful of that. Don't whack it. Pause it. We're going to go back real quick. This corner, if you look at the outside, much quicker. Like you probably can barely see it. If we go here, if you had outside apex that corner and cut, instead of coming out here where I am, you stayed inside, and we come back to this place. This is the corner right here. This is the corner. I went here, then I went here, and then I went here. Look at how much I have to turn. I have to turn right here, and I've got to turn here, and then I've also got to turn here. Like, I've got to turn all the way around the track. If I had just, instead of done what I did here, cut tighter, I could have done something like this. Look at how much smoother that is. It's not like, it's like, the smoother you are on these kind of flat corners, the better it is. See, I apexed and I didn't have any like momentum. I just went. Comment that you don't like it. If you do like it, comment that you do. It really helps my heart. It's like, oh, people like it. Ooh, those are some deep ruts. With these grassy flat ones, like the slick grass, there are ruts. There are tiny little ruts that are in the insides, and you have to hit them perfectly. You got to enter them and exit them perfectly. But if you enter them and exit them perfectly, you gain so much time because you can be so smooth. This one right here, this first one had a really like tiny inside rut that I did not hit, obviously. The second one, the line looks like it's turn, straight, turn. But no, Over here on the left is the entrance to this rut. If I had gone a little bit more to the left, it would have been a little bit like or tighter on my exit, I would be in this rut, which is a much, like, look at that. So much smoother. Instead of being everywhere, it's just a much smoother rut, and I should have gone through that on the left side of the track, over here, and made a wider entrance. You know, like this paint says, the straightaway is here, and it's a 90-degree corner. This is the slower line. Just be out here and do this. Like, you look at how that was unnecessary. Like, for me, that was unnecessary, and I got passed because of it. And now my confidence is down. Now the guy's passed me, and I'm like, no, no. But it's fine, because we're learning. Down the straightaway, inside was a better line because you could stop quicker, but outside was better than the inside because you had more of an arch. It was a give-take thing. There was a big pot bale there that I didn't want to hit. I kind of like almost hit it every time, but it was fine. Being on the gas and being outside in all of these was like essential. Every time we dropped down, being on the far right, being on the gas was essential. These U-turns didn't really matter too much, but I learned while watching Cole, while riding myself, the harder you are on the gas, the more you're going to spin, the less speed you're going to actually have out of the corner. So you're going to be like, blah, 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 instead of, bah, bah, blah, 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 blah. That's going to be clipped by somebody that's just laughing at me. All of these, basically, you can see all the mistakes I make if you just are looking at it. I'm so tight into these corners. Again, exactly like I keep showing you guys on paint. That one was better, but I didn't apex it. Like I keep showing you guys on paint, you gotta apex the corner. You gotta get in that grippy stuff, hit the apex, then get back into that grippy stuff as quick as possible. Carry as much speed throughout the corner as humanly possible. And I just don't do that. It's something that I know I'm going to improve on, and I'm gonna like intentionally improve on it in this next race. But you can't be like going that tight into flat corners. It doesn't work unless you're like Superman and go and laying the bike over and spinning it out. Like, see how much time the guy in front of me just got on me? Took my line. It was like, oh, better. You're not better. If you think you're better, you are delusional. If you think you're better than the rider in front of you, you are delusional. I'm going to shut up. It's alright. It's alright. You gotta have some level of confidence. It gets too egotistical sometimes. You gotta have some level of confidence to be like, oh, I'm faster. Now, if you've beaten him before, you can think you're faster. You just weren't faster then, and you gotta fix something. You don't get it anywhere else, and there are a lot of flat corners in off-road racing, in GP style racing specifically. I race GP style racing because of all of this different stuff that you learn and ride. Look at that. If I had just apexed and just gone, beautiful. Sorry, tangent. I like riding GP style races because like you don't get that many different things in like a motocross race or a supercross race. That's it. You just get like what it is, and that's the end of the race. Subscribe to me. I'm at 1.2 thousand subscribers, but only like 50 of you are gonna watch this video. It's fine. Yeah, thank you guys for sticking around to the end. There are a lot of things to learn when looking at tracks like this, and I will see you guys in the next video, whether that be a riding video or whether that be another face-to-face video. Thanks for sticking around, and see you guys. Grab the box and go.